All right, folks, welcome back. Lots to talk about. Of course, the death penalty sentence for the Boston Marathon bomber, among those items that are at the top of the list. And joining us is Jonathan Tobin, senior editor for Commentary Magazine, commentarymagazine.com. Jonathan, it's not often that a federal case has been given, come up with the death penalty since, I think, 1988. Once the federal ban was eliminated, it's only happened, I think, 3 times. Are you surprised?
Well, if there was ever going to be a case where it was going to happen, it was going to be this one. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is the poster child for the death penalty. We have video of him placing the bomb at the site, so there's no doubt, and being able to eyeball his victims. There is no greater proof of depraved indifference than that. So it just, the jury would have had to have taken leave of its senses. And I'll just say one thing. The stunt earlier this week when the defense brought the dead man walking nun, Sister Helen Prejean, to testify that Tsarnaev now had remorse.
Right.
That was among the more ridiculous, really despicable things we've seen trotted out recently. That was just a joke, and quite frankly, kudos to the jury for ignoring it.
Right, and of course it only would have taken one juror, and that one
Absolutely.
juror did not exist, thank goodness. All right, let's talk about George Stephanopoulos' little problem here. But of course he's a liberal, and of course he works for ABC, and so it's not really a problem. But all the time he's defending Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation, and trashing the author of the book, which is all about the Clinton Foundation. He was a big contributor to the Clinton Foundation, and he forgot to tell us.
Often we tell our audiences to play the substitution game. Imagine a conservative or Republican doing the same thing and see what your reaction would be. If Dick Cheney would have said this, would your head explode? Well, we don't even really have to do this. If you have any conception of journalistic ethics, how can you be a contributor to the foundation, which, as we both know, Steve, is nothing more than a political slush fund for the Clinton family? How could you?
Wait a minute, Jonathan. I beg to differ. I heard Bill Clinton say that there's no evidence. No evidence.
There's plenty of evidence that it's a political slush fund. There's no smoking gun of a connection between a favor for a donor and there's no memo, at least one that hasn't been deleted from the server. But what Stephanopoulos did in grilling Peter Schweizer, and there's nothing wrong with grilling the author of a book or of any book or of anybody making an argument, but to do so and to just forget that you're a party to this. And this is starting out with the fact that he was already, he comes into journalism as a former Clinton,
right,
hitman. Now, the rules of the game now, Steve, which I'm not entirely comfortable with, but we all kind of agree to it, is that everybody gets one free career change. You start out as a political operative and you go over to journalism. And if you keep your nose clean and you don't do favors for your former bosses, we accept you as a fellow journalist. Well, this was always a little bogus in Stephanopoulos' case as sort of one of the leading...
Interesting, Jonathan, just to interrupt, and we don't have a lot of time, when ABC put out the press release back in 1996 or 8 or whenever he got hired there, they said he would not be a reporter, he would not weigh in on issues. He wouldn't be in the desk where he is now. He would not do interviews. He would just be a commentator, and they said just like Bill Kristol. So there you go. So they didn't live up to that either.
Well, I guess at the time they didn't imagine him becoming their lead face.
Right. No, but you got to ask yourself, how did that happen? Listen, great to talk to you, sir. Have a great weekend. David Bozell is next, folks. Don't go away. Jeb Bush on tap.